Hello, anyone looking. I don't really have a program set up for today. I just wanted to get on for a little while. Speaking of that, I need to let my dog out already. I've been having this thing with comments on the recordings I've made of B2K. I mean, even in your presence. Someone says it sounds like recordings of recordings of recordings. Well, obviously that's not the case, since I sat right here and, show you what I do and did it right in front of you. Recording the electronic harassment right here in front of you. Granted, it's hard for you to understand what these people are saying, but it's easier for me to understand, because I'm hearing it all the time, and the rhetoric is usually the same. But as I've mentioned before, maybe someone with a little more moxie regarding sound editing and pulling certain things forward could take it upon themselves to use some of the recordings I have made to remove some of the static interference and bring forward the actual threats and the harassment. I've tried to do somewhat like that on Audacity once or twice. One recording came out, a little better, to where you could actually, could actually hear what they were saying, but there's still the static. And as far as removing that, I'm not sure how. But as I said, I'm not a sound engineer. I'm not a sound engineer, and I don't have the equipment that might be needed to pull that stuff forward. But as it goes, I have to say this. This is a simple RCA tablet. It's a simple $99 RCA tablet, and anybody can buy one with the sound recorder already installed. Now, as far as the clarity goes, or the representation, what you're hearing when I do record in a room such as like right now, when I'm not speaking, that's how it's going to sound. Like right now. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why this Logitech 220p webcam microphone doesn't pick it up. I don't know why. Maybe because it's not designed to pick up all types of sound, because as I played guitar before, it would cut in and out playing guitar, so because that's a different kind of sound. But this here particular microphone is apparently designed to pick up several different types of audio. So all I'm saying is for all intents and purposes, the main objective is to prove that targeted individuals are not hearing voices in their head. That's the objective. Okay, regardless of whether you can understand what they're saying or whatnot, certain people have pretty much gave me a full admission regarding, yeah, I hear the artifacts or the noise, which may sound like gargling through water or whatever, but that's clearly not coming from in my head, because I'm not sticking the the microphone up my behind or in my head. It's sitting here right in front of you, picking up the projected volume from the stalkers using electronic harassment, which is called V2K or voice to skull. They call it voice to skull, voice of God, but it's not voices of God. Okay, come on, people, don't even. It's not. I'm sorry. No matter how you want it to be or whatever, you're not hearing prolific or prophetic words from the Lord. Okay, it's crappy people, okay, that are trying to manipulate you and using electronic harassment to manipulate people and to terrorize people. I mean, I'm not trying to knock on anybody's beliefs, but that's the gist of it. It's humans and technology screwing with people. Another issue I have with that is there have been people that have been institutionalized because of this being termed as schizophrenia, paranoia, you're losing your mind. Well, obviously, I'm not losing my mind. I've proved that there's something going on, and it's not bipolar disorder. It's not schizophrenia. It's sick people using technology. Not this technology, but a technology I've captured with this technology to harass and demean other people for whatever reason, because they're hate mongers, because they have nothing better to do, because they get paid, because you might have said something wrong to a certain, I don't know, because they want something from you. There's a lot of different scenarios why they're targeting people. And as a general rule, they're being paid for it somehow. They're gaining something from it, while you're losing everything. While they're destroying your credibility, your your status in the community, whatever, your reputation, perpetrating all kinds of heinous crimes against you, whatever, what have you. Now, I could sit here and record again, but since I've done this, and since I did catch them, the people that are on V2K, which harass me all the time, they talk at you. They talk at you. I said, "Oh, we're not going to say anything while you're doing it now," and I'm like, "Well, I'll still do it," because they say they're not talking, but all they've done is modulate it down. I can still hear them. So if I can still hear them, I know this can still hear them. So short of them turning the technology completely off, which I know they have no intention of doing, because they feel like they're for lack of a better word, invincible to, the law, whatever, that they can get away with whatever they want against whoever they want. I mean, if anybody's sitting here and they want me to try and go ahead and record another couple minutes, I'll do it. I got no problem showing you what happens when I record, sitting right here in this virtually quiet room, no TV going, the fan's on low, there's no other devices going except for my computer. My phone's sitting here charging. It's not doing anything, nothing on it, nothing going on except for notifications. I know I've caught a little flack about, the recordings that, that just not really serious flack, but the one person said it sounds like recordings of a recordings of a recording. And I'm like, well, obviously, I haven't done recordings of recordings of recordings sitting here in front of you. And every one I do so far, usually, oh, my cat's going nuts. I will generally turn it on and let it record through the night as I go to bed, or other times I'll sit here and I'll be watching a video on YouTube where I turn the volume down and mute everything and just sit here just so I can get some of the threats and the harassment and the demeaning behavior of these sick people that perpetrate these, for lack of a better word, domestic terrorist crimes against people of the world that get away with it. As I've said before, it's not just Americans that are doing it too. They're doing it to people all over the world. I mean, if you have a minute, you can type gang stalking in the chat up on, or the search bar up here on YouTube, and find hundreds of other videos of people, presenting their experience. Originally, that was all I was here to do, but as I've came across evidence and research and understand the technology, the remote neural monitoring, the B2K, and instances where it was presented and proved to me that it has to be pretty much satellite based, because when the electricity goes off in your entire neighborhood, it can't be Joe Blow next door to you that you just using a device with line of sight, because he's not going to have electricity. So he'll still be able to use his phone or his Wi-Fi device, since there's continuous Wi-Fi going on with satellites and cell tower backups. But I'd also researched whether cell towers will work in a power outage. It depends on the company, whether they have backups in their cell towers to continue their Wi-Fi in an extended power outage. And as a general rule, most of them said that they don't. You don't have Wi-Fi in a power outage for your phone, or it won't work as desired. Let's just say that. And that was just the one website for Verizon. But I've also mentioned that this is never connected to the internet. I do not connect it to Wi-Fi. I don't connect it to any internet for a reason, because I don't want it to be hacked. I want to keep my evidence intact. And that's part of another reason why I present some of it on YouTube, is to have, should this fail, I'll still have some of it. But would you say thank you for your videos? I can relate with the V2K. Are you experiencing V2K yourself, Larry? Alan? Sorry, couldn't quite see it. Alan, do you experience V2K and remote neural monitoring? Because they kind of go together. It, excuse me. Hey, be quiet. You hush. You want to come inside? Get inside. Sorry. One moment. I gotta let this noisy mongrel. Come on. Come on. Get in here. Um, but as far as V2K goes, in general, gang stalking works in stages. The first stage is they monitor you. They monitor you for a fairly lengthy period of time, remote neural monitoring you without your knowledge, without V2K, without street theater, without any of those, so that they can program a scenario for when they do start attacking you overtly. This is the covert phase. How long that lasts, I don't know. But once they start, verbally harassing you, and in parking lots, in stores, when they start trying to do the, as some people say, the coordinated colors, the mobbing. That progresses, and you might get the V2K along with it. But during all of this, regardless of the phases, they never stop remote neural monitoring you. They may not be flashing images to you. They may not be, trying to stress you out physically, mentally, whatever. But they are watching you. They're watching what you watch. They're listening to what you listen to, all the time. It's just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean they're not doing it. Now, when they go overt, whereas they don't care whether you know what they're doing to you, when they come up to you and, in front of your house and scream stuff at your house, or, verbally come up to you and assault you, whatever, have people follow you. I've had people follow me. At that point, they already feel like, they can do whatever they want to you, because they've already gathered, that they feel there's nothing you can really do to avert them. They don't have to be hidden at that time anymore, because they already feel like they've defamed you and degraded you and harassed you enough, albeit whether it's online, on their private chats, or on the V2K, that pretty much a lot of people already are, going along with their lies and their slander. Now, as far as the technology goes, uh, I'm not fully aware of what type of frequency they use, but it's generally an ELF frequency or EMF frequency. I tend to believe in electronic or extreme low frequency for the V2K because it is projected like a radio signal, like maybe an RF signal, but extreme low frequency. Could be ultrasonic, but the only problem with that is they would have to have the bulk of the of it connected to all networks, because it doesn't matter where you go. And like I live in SoCal. I live in Southern California, in Bellflower, and it doesn't matter if I go to Long Beach. It doesn't matter if I go to Anaheim. It doesn't matter if I go over, anywhere in the general SoCal area, the V2K is still being broadcast. They follow you that way. So that also leads me to believe that it is satellite based, since other aspects are, it doesn't matter what country you go to. It doesn't matter what city you go to. They follow you. And the reason I say that is because of other targeted individuals that have traveled to other countries and still say it's still coming with them. It goes right along with them. So that leads to, satellite base. But over the time of my targeting, I since the start of it, how I knew who it was isn't really important. But I have at least 25 people I know are part of my personal targeting. Now, how many people they recruit along the way, I can't glean that. I can't say I know how many thousand or how many hundred could possibly be, part of my particular target. But I do know when I go to pages that they present it in such a way that even though they might not literally be saying you per se, but there are things that are said that are obviously personal to you, that that can only be directed at you. They call that directed conversation. They might be talking about something entirely different, but the particulars are personal to you. You'll see it. If you're a target, you'll know it. Talking on the street, talking in the store, it doesn't matter where you are. That's just the way it is. No, I don't, like I said, this was pretty much an impromptu live. I just wanted to make clear that these are not recordings of recordings of recordings. They're firsthand. They're firsthand from sitting right here where I set the tablet right here in my own particular space and let it record. The window's closed, open, whatever, doesn't matter. It's still the same way. I close the window. It doesn't matter if the window's open. This is not ambient noise from down the street. It's being projected right into here, and it doesn't matter where I set it in the house, it's going to pick it up. I mean, I just I have other evidence that I have gathered as far as pertaining to my identity and my devices and my internet accounts. About 8 months into my targeting, or ish, something like that, they hacked my computer. They hacked it. It wouldn't work. I was offline. I wasn't going online anywhere. I wasn't doing internet anywhere. I wasn't coming on YouTube. I used my phone to go look at Google or whatever, but it's just this is a free phone, and it just doesn't have the capability to do lives and go on YouTube and present any kind of presence. It's a smartphone, but it's a pretty dumb smartphone. It doesn't do much of anything. It'll call people and surf the internet, but as far as doing anything like that other stuff, it doesn't have the memory. It doesn't have it can't. It won't do it. But during that time, I digress. So after I got my computer working and I turned the internet back on, the internet, I had it turned off because there was no need for it. We didn't have a need for it. And I had the internet turned off for several months. I came back online onto YouTube and found a few instances where someone was impersonating me. They were using a Batman icon or whatever as their, like how you use whatever an icon to keep your identity under wraps and not be live on camera. And they were using a Batman logo. And they portrayed themselves on a person's program as live, using earlier recorded video of me sitting here drawing. You see my icon, the Han and Chewie icon. I was drawing that. That's some of the recording they used, and that recording came off of a comic book live stream that I used to frequent. And they used that in a video one time, and then they used it again another time. And of course it has me speaking because I was live on a video, but I didn't upload that. I wasn't on that particular live on a Google Hangout because I didn't have internet. I did not have a computer. I did not have a presence on YouTube at the time. I told them about it. I told the person, hey, that's not me. I wasn't here. I've never been on your program. And then I found it again, another one, later on. So regardless whether that person intentionally did it, I'm not going to speculate because apparently they did it more than once, so they had a knowledge of it. So, as I've said, you're not going to like what I have to say right here. There are perpetrators here on YouTube. There are people gang stalking people here on YouTube, because that's where my stalking started, was right here on YouTube. At least this portion of it. Now, I think it actually started several years ago when I lived in Long Beach and I was playing music in my personal space in my apartment. And I've said it before that I was playing, writing music, and I had my window open, and there was a couple people sitting out in front of my front apartment, which was the front apartment number 1 on 2067 Cedar in Long Beach. And they were sitting on, which had a little concrete like planter thing. And they had a boombox recording my music. Well, a few months after that, a time after that, I heard the song on the radio. I heard my song on the radio. Like, they didn't even change any of it. They changed a couple words. Now, I've said before, everything I'm telling you is true. If you have a problem with that, you can use lie detecting technology to tell whether I'm, being deceitful or trying to evade or hide information. So I have to keep stressing that, because I keep hearing stuff about, why would anybody want to stalk you? Well, that's why, dude. That's why. Because they stole from me. They stole my comic ideas. They've stole my other ideas. They've stole my music. They've stole the information from my identity. They've stole my medical records. They stole my SSI number, my birth certificate, my marriage license, all of it. So don't ever ask me again, okay? Why would anybody stalk me? Just don't do it. Because the answer is going to be that. It's going to be the same. Sorry, but that really pisses me off. That pissed me off, really. I'm sorry. Why would anybody stalk me? What? Do you not think I'm important enough? I'm a human being. I'm as important as any other person walking on this planet. So just don't ever ask a person, why would anybody stalk you? Because people can be sick. That's why. And this is a group of people that are sick, however large the group is. But anyway, back to what I was saying before I interrupted myself. If you find yourself being targeted, you can use Google to your advantage. You can research all kinds of pages on gang stalking. You can find out all the information you need to know about the patents for remote neural monitoring, which involves B2K. Mind control manipulation. It has all the particulars, the hypnosis factor, the sound projection factor, the image projection factor, all of it. And these are patents. These are not just things I made up in my head, okay? These are not just things that I'm just dreaming up. It sounds like science fiction. Yeah, I know it does. It sounds like science fiction. It sounds like an Outer Limits episode. but it's not. Um, that's why I'm here. From the early days of my targeting, the first thing I thought was, I have to stop these people. I have to stop these people with me so that it doesn't happen to any of you, to any more of you. Uh, when they torture you with images of your sister hanging in front of you, or other images that that are just I'm not going to mention, with horrible accusations, um, designed to make you feel like you're the bad guy when you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You never said anything to these people. You never. Half of them you might not even know. But that leads to another aspect. There are those that are part of it that you know that are close to you. And I say that because within 100 feet of me are at least 12 of them. I should say 100 yards of me. They're your neighbors. They're people from New York. They're people from everywhere. They gather. They have a syndicate. If you understand what I'm saying, it's a crime syndicate of harassment, torture, and just all around heinous crimes. They've killed people. They've ruined people's lives. They've got people institutionalized, put in jail for doing nothing. How much more heinous could it be? I can't think of another reason. Um, you don't have to just trust my testimony. Like I said, Google gang stalking. If you don't see 100 videos of hundreds of different people saying pretty much the same thing, then I'll eat my hat. I'll buy a hat. I'll buy a hat and I'll eat that son of a bitch right here in front of you. Hi, Tip. But really, um, look in their channels. Look in the other targeted channels, and the next time you're here visiting me, tell me how many of them you saw them calling them schizophrenic or paranoid, or why would anybody stalk you, or you're on drugs. Any one of those particular sentences, and count them and tell me. You tell me. Yeah, see, Washington State. They're doing this to us everywhere. Um, I have another thing you can look up. You can look up the whistleblower from SIS in Seattle, who was a gang stalker. It's one of the videos right here on YouTube. He's a whistleblower, and he was a gang stalker who left gang stalking and is now a target. Now, where he is now, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They don't know either. But you can look it up, and he'll have firsthand information as to what the scenarios are. Well, I do my best to explain my experiences and the research I've done and present my evidence, but my main goal is to raise awareness and to get gang stalkers persecuted, not persecuted, prosecuted. Sorry, we're the ones being persecuted. I mean, to get them prosecuted. I mean, persecuting them fine because they're jerks, but um, that's not my intent. Yeah, probably the reason why, um, Tip, is if you watch that video, it started in Seattle, and that's where you're at, Washington. Uh, and he also, for lack of a better word, mentions everybody's favorite, not mine, but everybody's favorite, Amazon. He shows to them in that. I don't know what in what scope he's showing them, but it's obvious there's money behind this technology and people behind it. I mean, it it it, it didn't just it didn't just pop out of the woodwork and say one day there it's everywhere. um, how long, overtly or covertly? Covertly, I'm not sure. Overtly, over a little over 3 years or more, maybe almost 4, but 3 that I'm absolutely certain of, and I know by who. No, come here, get here and sit down. You were just outside. But that, as far as that company name, that was what the whistleblower brought up. That's not that's not verbatim from me, but like I said, he's I don't know where he is. I don't. They said they haven't. He doesn't really have a presence online anymore. Um, whether the dude is alive anymore, I couldn't tell you. But that's another thing I'm getting at right here. Someone that I followed on YouTube here that's a target. Um, haven't heard from her in several months, and no videos or anything. She was posting videos very regularly. She's one of the ones I said moved from the U.S. to the U.K. to Spain, so they followed her everywhere. And haven't seen a video or anything of her on YouTube for quite a while now. See, that's just it. So you know what I'm talking about then, right? Tip. So do they ever shut up with the V2K for you? Or is it 24/7 like it is for me? that's part of the reason why I record while I'm asleep, because I won't be sitting here. 12 what? 12 what? 12 hours a day? Or do you mean while you're awake? You've been targeted for 4.5 years, but you don't experience V2K? What kind of targeting? Which type of targeting? Street theater, following what? Hi, Odyssey. You recorded any evidence, Tip? Oh, TL, I'm sorry, I said Tip. So it's been 12 for you, T. Oh yeah, they love to ruin Christmas, don't they? They love to try and ruin your Christmas, don't they? Or your birthdays, or any days that might be considered, nice for you. Yeah, you're in the thick of it, TL. But 12 years is a long time. So basically, you are the people I'm doing this for. I mean, granted, I'm doing it for personal benefit, but um, I don't want them to be able to do it to anyone else ever again. I want them to stop, and I want to have to. I'll do whatever it takes to get that to happen. Yep, I get all that too. About the drones, I don't know, but um, the helicopter noise campaigns, the car racing campaigns. Um, See, I live in a trailer park here, which is on a main thoroughfare here in Bellflower, and people will scream from out on the main road all the time, or neighbors all around will holler. Um, the V2 case is the second I go to lay down, the persons on V2K will automatically start screaming, usually, and talk about get up and come outside. We want to kick your ass and all that shit. But but yeah. Um, have they tried to get you put in jail yet? How many times have they done that? Mine personally, Tip. Are you talking about the snide remarks from people around you? Is that what you're talking about? Like when you're at the grocery store or wherever you're at? Yeah, it's there. Yeah, they actually did. They actually did. Uh, Claimed I was harassing him, and he called the police and said I said some stuff in front of him and his daughter. I didn't say jack shit to him, but they filled out a police report, which was a lie, right in front of me. I was taken away and took to um, an evaluation center for 9 days to determine my mental state. Uh, of, of course, I'm here, so and in those kind of respects, since the V2K was projected at me more intensely while I was there. That's their objective. Once they get you detained, they're going to bombard you even harder, so that you lose your mind because you're locked up already, and the V2K is just more pervasive and aggressive. Yeah, I don't really pay attention to those with the colors and the color coordination. Mainly the directed conversations. I mean, I'm sure they do you know the the one headlight stuff. I got a few of them that I know do it, but um, but mostly the directed conversations, and they'll come outside here and be talking to each other. This is the neighbors, and how if you turn your head and you direct your voice in a certain way that it carries. Well, they'll be talking about me at that time, and then they'll turn their head back and try and keep their conversation low as they're harassing me. But they'll even go so far as to stand out right here in front of my area, spouting their crap. And if you go to walk outside, they'll all leave because they know what you're doing. Because you're under constant surveillance. I've had one or two come by, yeah. One actually came to the gate out here, and I went out and said, what's going on? What do you need?" And he says, "Oh, well, there's missing women around here. You ought to be careful." I said, "Who are you, and why are you here?" You know. "Oh, I'm just around, trying to let people know." And I says, "Well, I'm fine. You know, my wife's fine. We're both fine. Have a good night." And he was being really weird. So, and I kind of watched for a second, but he didn't go to other people's houses. If you get what I'm saying. He came directly to my house, to my trailer, to tell me about women missing in the neighborhood and to be careful. Well, as for you, I can't tell you, but I know where at least 3 or 4 of them are right here in my trailer park, the B2K operators. She understands it's happening, but um, uh, she doesn't want to, deal with it. I'm dealing with it all on my own. She understands and she supports what I'm doing. She says, "Well, do what you have to do," but um, when I go live, she gets a little aggravated because it kind of it interferes with her doing whatever she wants to do. If you understand what I mean. And I have told her I'm pretty sure she's targeted as well. But oh, another subject. Do you have any pets? Do they miss with your pets? Well, no, she doesn't. Um, she thinks the situation is crazy and that I'm a little obsessed with it, but I understand that. I am pretty obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with stopping them. Um, because I've seen other people that they've done it to, and they're dead now in close proximity to me. Now, I wouldn't call those people good friends of mine, but I knew who they were. And they are deceased now. And they were both experiencing the gang stalking. Oh, indeed. That's why you get all these perps on YouTube saying, "Oh, that's schizophrenia 101." It isn't. You're not schizo. Sorry. You don't need medication. You need help, but not medical help. You need legal help. You need these fuckers prosecuted. That's what you need. You need the powers that be to wake the fuck up, pardon my French, and do something about gang stalking. That's what you need. That's what we need. We need to not be targeted. That's what we need. We need gang stalkers to mind their own damn business and quit acting like, we're guinea pigs or we're paychecks, like they say to me. I'm a paycheck to them. That's what they say. I'm a paycheck. The reason why I say that is because, as I've said before, you can Google gang stalking jobs yourself and find companies hiring people to stalk other people. And that is something that you can do for yourself. Just comes along with some of my, watching other people's videos and doing research on my excuse me, on my own. Um, for like 4 months, every day I was looking for new literature to read on gang stalking, remote neural monitoring, and V2K, and um, the the system, the the steps that they follow. There's generally like 6 to 7 steps in their script to get to basically where we're at right now. If you're still free and alive after, I gather, 2.5, 2 years, you've made it far enough that a lot of the stuff they perpetrate against you is just going to be the same old thing over and over. But they're not going to stop. They may come up with new things here and there, but they're not going to stop. One of the main reasons that I really got adamant about really screwing gang stalkers is one morning when I woke up from them waking me up with the V2K harassment, screaming shit at me. And they were trying to glean nuclear access codes from me. I'm like, what? That uh, that that totally pissed me off and put a bug in my rear for forever. And the reason for that is because they can do this to anyone. And as I've said before, one day they're going to find that one person that's going to give them what they want, whether they know it or not. I've read the Bible, but no, I don't. That's another aspect that people go along with the chosen ones and the 144,000, and that it's religious people being persecuted. It's not. It's general population. They don't care about your religion. The gang stalkers don't care about your religion. They don't. Because I'm not particularly religious. Granted, I was brought up religious, but I believe there's something. But I'm not putting my finger on it, saying definitively until I actually croak and am face to face with whatever the higher power is, but be it God, spaghetti monster, whatever, space wizard. I don't know. I don't know what her name is. If you get what I mean. That's what I'm saying. They're generalizing. There's no particular people race, color, religion that these people hate. No particular sexual orientation, age group. It doesn't matter. It's for profit. That's You're a paycheck. You're a paycheck. Simple as that. You're a paycheck to them. It's a system of control, and they're using it, and they manipulate it. I will mention about the hypnosis aspect. I've seen it in action. I've seen them manipulate people, literally manipulate people in front of me. I'm not going to say who, and I'm not going to say why or how, because that's disrespectful to that person or people. Not really. No, I haven't. I'm always here. I mean, I'm 54 years old. I'm going to be 55 in a couple months. I'm on disability. I have COPD and a crappy back, and I say it before. Yeah, I know I shouldn't smoke because I have COPD, but it's not going to make it any different. I asked the doctor, do I need to quit? She said, I'd like you to. I said, well, is it going to make a difference? And she definitively basically said it's not going to make it get better. So what's the difference? But no, I can't afford to travel. No, I can't afford to, jump in the car and drive to Washington where you are if I wanted to. Which is sad because I really like to take road trips. Uh, 14 years ago when I was working full time and I was making pretty decent money, we used to jump in the Volkswagen and just, fill it up and go drive around SoCal wherever we wanted to and go get lost. Yeah, for your short stay. But if you'd have stayed there, it would have been pretty much the same thing. You understand what I mean? You didn't have the full effect while you were there, is what you're saying, right? Um, I, I don't know if any of you have actually seen the video where I basically prove to you right here that V2K is a projection. Um, but if you have and you wish, feel free to share it to anyone you like. Um, especially other targets who are, not sure what's happening to them. Because there are still some out there that, that don't know and don't understand what they're dealing with. Um, I don't really have much else to say about that right now. Thank you for the likes. Uh, I'm not here for likes. I'm not here for subs. As I said, I'm here to stop the gang stalkers. Um, I will plug someone else's channel. It's called TI Help, and it's D Howlett out of the UK, who is making devices using Arduino equipment like narrow jammers, B2K jammers, and literally builds them right in front of you. Uh, I suggest if if you know have the money to purchase those things. I don't. I would love to. I know they're cheap, but I have very little money. I live on a fixed income. I don't have money to spend. But um, if you can afford one, if you're having an issue with a lot of V2K remote neural monitoring, there's a device called a Q-Wave, Quwave. They have a website. You can purchase a personal wearable device or an entire home device that will supposedly break down the electronic harassment. How long after I noticed I was being followed did it take me to learn about the gang stalking term? Um, a couple minutes. Um, once they started V2K in me, I, I was actively searching what the hell is this, and I haven't stopped. I knew that it was similar to a voice activated like Babelfish type application of such, where it would be like text to speech, but there was no texting. Um, I understood that they were listening to my thoughts. I understood that they were seeing what I was seeing, following me everywhere I was going. I understood that, and I don't doubt it. I didn't doubt it then, and I still don't. They see what you see, they hear what you hear, they know what you know, and they follow you everywhere you go. That's as simple as that. They use people you've known in your life against you. They impersonate them on V2K. They claim that they're part of this. They're not. People you love are not involved with these sick bastards. Stop saying that your family's in. I can't deal with that. Your family's not doing this to you. Your families aren't doing this to you. Your families love you, no matter what you've done. I haven't seen it. You said Call Me Nappy is a good channel. I'll look into it. Now, I will tell you, the military had a page that explained the patent for V2K neuromonitoring. They took it down. I found it. They took it down. Um, and another way I'll tell you, I know that they watch every bit of everything you do. I found a book. I found a book, something called about something, the heavenly something, but it had to do with me. It had to do with my parents, my name, and I copied the link and put it in my Facebook and went back to go download it. It was gone, all within 5 minutes. It was a book written about me. Fantasy football here in SoCal. They were using my name as somebody for fantasy football. They opened a profile page for me on a website called Radaris, using a picture of me in a blue shirt, blue Superman-like shirt that said Captain Love. I still have this shirt. And it was a picture of me using my name with people that weren't my family, somebody named Reed, saying that I went by the name of Scott R., Scott Reed, Scott Lee Reed. No, I've never went by that name. They said I was deceased on this page. You can find it yourself. It's on Redardus. I don't know if they've deleted it, but I have copied the link in one of my previous videos. They went so far as to hack into my Facebook. I've told people this before. I created a Facebook page for my dead brother Lee Schmear. Shimmer, Schmear, however you want to pronounce it. I really don't care. One of them took over that page and linked a phone number to it. I've said what that phone number is, and I know who did it. I'm not afraid to do that. They linked their damn phone number to it. I created the page and didn't put a single thing on it. Didn't put a birthday or anything. They added my birthday to it. They added people that were on my Facebook's friend list. They added a video game called Mercenaries at War that they were playing using it. I reported it to Facebook. They didn't do shit. So they screwed with my driver's license. They screwed with my credit. They've done a lot of things. I put my credit in freeze because of these people. Not that I have any credit, but I don't want them buying cars and houses using my name. And 10 years down the road, realizing that I owe $500,000 for some shit that some other guy did or person did. That's what I have to stress. If you're being targeted, you better check every single little itty bitty thing that has to do with you. Medical records, Social Security, all of it. Every bit of it. Because they know your passwords. They know every password you know. They know every credit card you've ever had. They know everything. I was watching somebody else's channel the other day. They know more about you than you do. That's not possible, but they know a hell of a lot about you. And they create fake shit up about you. So maybe they do know more stuff about you because they create fake stuff to add to the real stuff. Like I said, I've been to every type of law enforcement agency and filed about this stuff, and police reports. I've got 5 of them at least reporting about this stuff and the harassment, different instances. When they stole the registration out of my car. I just thought about it the other day. I have my DD-214 that I put behind this chair that's over here, and I thought about it, and I went to go grab it and see if it was there. It's not there. So they've been in here before. They've been in my house. They will go to any lengths and regardless of how you feel about it, if you know or have an idea who's targeting you, I know. I know who started this against me, and I know who's been perpetrating a lot of it. Don't be afraid to tell who they are. Because as long as they have anonymity, to keep doing it, you'll never stop. I think an hour and 21 minutes is long enough of me just talking. I appreciate your input and um, the questions and some of um, the good information that I see over here that you've provided. Should other people watch, go ahead and do like Tip says, check out Call Me Nappy site. Check out the other YouTube sites that I mentioned. And if you're not a target and you're not a gang stalker and you're just watching this, like I've said before, when someone tells you that they're being gang stalked or targeted, they're a targeted individual, try to listen sympathetically and not judgmentally. So have a good day. Um, and as I say, do your own research. Um, look up gang stalking for yourself because um, it is a real thing, and there are hundreds of people being afflicted by it, and there are probably even more people perpetrating it, and you might even know some. So have a good day.